Well, good morning from what
Morning.
is, we think, day 6. We're losing track of time terribly
Yeah,
here
we are.
on our Marella Discovery 2 Far East experience. Fascinating Far East experience. So we had a day in Patong Bay yesterday, and it was what an amazing day we had yesterday. It was a day full of adventure,
Adventure.
incident, and
Yeah.
it's exactly what you come on a cruise holiday for. It was absolutely amazing what happened yesterday.
Absolutely amazing day yesterday, and we're just full of stories, aren't we? So
Yeah, so
let's get on with it.
let's crack on. So it was a tender port, and we got in bright and early, and we knew we had an excursion plan to do the Phi Phi Islands by speedboat, and it was a really early start because we had to get our tender ashore, and the tender process generally worked really well, didn't we?
But yeah.
Met
Well, as soon as we got to the, because we had to meet in the show lounge, didn't
in the
we?
show lounge nice and early. It was like
Yeah.
7:30 in the morning, so
But as
everybody
soon as
was
we
up
got
early.
there, they were going, weren't
Yeah, I
they?
know.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people were doing trips and excursions and
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of them
Very
were
busy.
off the ship early. I mean, we were in the show lounge for 7:30,
Yeah.
and then it was tender ashore, and that worked really well, didn't it?
It was. Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
got to the shore itself, there was a short walk to the bus station, past all the vendors and the sellers.
Yeah, they left us alone though because they saw that we were on an excursion. So,
But what you did see was how beautiful Patong Bay is, and there's an amazing stretch of golden sands
oh,
there.
looked lovely, didn't
And
it?
if you weren't doing an excursion, you could have spent the day on the beach, or there's bars or cafes and shops, and I mean, there's a lot there.
We actually later found out on our way back that it actually comes alive at night time.
It does.
Definitely, doesn't
It
it?
certainly does. But so we got on a coach, and every tour excursion always has a coach trip. But it was
Yeah.
quite an eventful coach trip as well because of the traffic. The traffic is nuts.
It's mainly due to the amount of scooters. Everyone's on scooters, aren't they? They've got families, like little children of 4 on scooters, and
So it was a 40-minute coach trip to the other side of Phuket Island, and I would say there was quite a slow but interesting journey. In fact, one of the scooters actually got clipped by our bus as we were driving along.
He
It
had a
wasn't the
load of
driver's
palm
fault.
leaves,
Yeah,
though, didn't he? He had loads of palm leaves sticking out of his scooter.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't
No.
our driver's fault at
No.
all. I mean, they literally drive like crazy people.
Yeah.
And ride like crazy people. No CBCs here, obviously. But anyway, so there was a little bit of incident there. When we got to the port on the other side of the island, where we were catching a speedboat, that was fairly, and again, a little bit chaotic with a lot of bus parking there. But before long, we had just a bathroom and then get aboard our boat, and everything was going great.
Yeah, we got to sit at the front to start off with, didn't we?
To start with, yeah. So you board the speedboat, there's about 25, 30 people on the boat.
Yeah.
And you head off down the river and then out into the Andaman Sea, and it's just, wow, it's great.
It's amazing, wasn't
Wind in your hair, and you're racing across the Andaman Sea. Except we started to race and then we didn't race, and then we started to race again and then we didn't race.
And he was on his phone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The driver.
Yeah.
Thinking,
So the captain of the speedboat was obviously struggling with the boat, and actually when we were partway across the Andaman Sea, the outboard motors completely failed, and we were just left just bobbing out there, and there was a lot of fuss about when he could get them started. He get them started once and then they died again.
Yeah.
And it was very clear then that we were kind of like stuck out in the middle of the Andaman Sea. Luckily, we were quite close.
They managed to get a new one, didn't they?
Yeah, well, we were quite close to an island, a private island out in the sea called Rai Yang, I think, Rai Yang Island.
It is actually your typical desert island.
It's a desert island out in the Andaman Sea.
Yeah.
And he was able to use the onboard engine with sort of the manoeuvring sort of thruster engines to nudge us towards the shore of this island, and there were loads of jellyfish everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're definitely not going to swim for that.
Well, apparently these jellyfish, we were told, are actually a delicacy, and they use that for jellyfish soup.
Yeah.
And they ferment the jellyfish for 6 months before they make the jellyfish soup. So very interesting, and they're not poisonous apparently.
Our guide was fantastic. We were trying to keep everybody calm.
Her name was Pot, wasn't it? Yeah.
She was great, and then she was keeping everybody calm and trying to keep us all sort of like abreast of what was going on and what the contingency plan was, because this obviously does happen very occasionally, not often, but obviously very occasionally.
But she was cool as a cucumber, wasn't she?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely ice cold. So, so they got us towards this island. They were nice to shore, and then it was a last sort of scramble onto the beach, and then we were able to spend some time on the beach of this sort of remote desert island for about an hour. We were there.
Yeah, probably about an hour. Yeah, they looked after us. They went round with fruit, and they were.
They were good. They
really
were good. There was bottles of drink and cans of Coke and stuff as well.
Whole way through the whole day, weren't they?
And we literally just dumped on this island. The boat was broken down, and then we were just waiting to be rescued. We were rescued
before too long. And then it came, didn't it?
and another boat turned up, and it was back aboard. And then we resumed our excursion out to the Phi Phi Islands, which was. Well, it takes about an hour to get across to the Phi Phi Islands anyway.
Yes, it does. It's quite long, isn't it? And but on the new boat, we didn't get to go out on the front. We went. People went in there and took up the space. But actually, we were quite lucky, really, because I think we would have been burnt to a crisp if we were out that front bit.
The sun is fierce.
Yeah,
absolutely fierce. So, we got to the Phi Phi Islands, and when we arrived there, the first place they took us to was the island where Leonardo DiCaprio filmed the Beach movie.
Yeah,
which
is a Man with a Golden Gun or something.
Yeah, it's an Instagram hotspot, and we could go into the bay there. We didn't go ashore because it's just a tourist absolute hotspot. I mean, the number of boats that are there and
loads, and you can see the queues going past.
Queuing to get in. I mean, he brought us into an entrance where you could see the beauty of the bay.
Yeah.
But basically, our guide said, "Look, we lost a bit of time, and you would spend ages just queuing to get onto that beach just for your one photo, and then you'd have to get off again in any case."
Yeah. So they got as close as they could, didn't they, for us to take photos?
Yeah.
And they took us to a few places, didn't they?
They took us around to the lagoon as well, which was absolutely incredible. Again, very, very busy.
Rocks and all very busy around that area.
We saw the Viking cave where the bird's nest soup, the bird's nest for the bird's nest soup's made.
Yeah.
And again, just the natural beauty of those islands is just incredible. I mean, what you see in the brochures
is actually it, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Just can't describe
jaw-dropping, isn't it?
How beautiful it is. The big difference, of course, with the brochures and what you see in real life is that there's always one boat in the brochure, whereas in real life there's swarms of boats everywhere.
Yeah.
But then we found a nice little spot to do some snorkelling.
Yeah, well, this is it. They sort of said that we've sort of come to do a bit of snorkelling and beach stuff. So they've taken us to a place where it isn't as busy. Yeah. And it wasn't, was it?
So they took us to a quieter spot. Yeah. We were able to do some snorkelling. We had about 45 minutes snorkelling. Well, it was a bit longer than 45 minutes because of this one. Yeah. Who didn't heed the return to the boat, who completely lost time.
It's absolutely amazing. I used to work years ago. I used to work in an aquatic centre, and I've got tropical fish at home. I love fish and stuff. So I was absolutely in my element, looking at all these different fish that you would see in an aquarium, basically. And I just forgot the time. I didn't realise what the time was until I got a tap on my shoulder, and this lovely gentleman saying, "Can you return to the boat, please, ma'am?"
So on the boat, of course, I managed to get back on the boat in time. And they were doing the head count. We were ready to move on to the next area, and I'm going, "No, wait, my wife's not back." And I'm going, wait. So, and everybody was there on the boat shouting out her name to come back, but she didn't hear anything. So one of the boat crew in the end had to chuck himself into the water and swim out and go and retrieve her. So a well-deserved round of applause when she got back. But so that was a lovely bit of snorkeling, and then we're back on board, and then we went for a spot of lunch, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went to the Phi Phi Natural Resort, which is obviously a holiday resort on these islands, with a hotel complex there and the most magnificent beach. I mean, just incredible beach.
Absolutely lovely. And a lovely spread as well, of Thai food.
They stuck on an incredible spread of food, which catered for all sorts of tastes.
Yeah.
We got to try some of the local beer, and which was great, and
nice, wasn't it?
And we had about an hour on this beach, just
an hour,
just chilling and enjoying ourselves and you know, swimming, paddling, all that kind of stuff. It was great. It was back aboard the boat, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And then, even despite the fact that we were running behind and we were stranded, and we were conscious of the fact we had to be back to the ship for the last tender back.
Well, it was supposed to have been 4:30.
It was supposed to be 4:30. They carried on and they ran the excursion as the original plan, and they went across to Bamboo Island and then gave us another hour snorkeling on Bamboo Island as well.
That was beautiful too. That was a bit more busier though.
That was a busier beach, but it has a coral reef off of it, and
so
it's just full of people snorkeling.
But I stayed with this one, didn't I, this time, so that I didn't make them wait for me.
Yeah. So that was they were just incredible. You know, beaches to go and snorkel and swim on. The water's lovely and warm and turquoise blue, and the displays of fish that are available to them. They're curious and
really desert island, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the fish were they were
really coming up to you, and trying to get their photos taken.
Yeah, obviously they've all got Instagram accounts or something like that. But you know, just a brilliant day.
But Pot's been really good, because she had actually, as soon as she knew this had happened, she'd phoned back to the ship and basically told the ship that we were going to be late. So they said, "Don't worry, take your time," which was nice, wasn't it?
And we didn't feel rushed or anything. And
so we didn't miss out at all.
Absolutely incredible. Then we were back on board the speedboat, and then we sped back across the Andaman Sea, back to Phuket, and then we had to get back on the bus.
Yeah, and the bus basically took us closer this time, didn't they? So we didn't have to have the walk from the bus park, did we?
Yeah, again, it was another 45 minute. It was longer because the traffic at night got worse.
Yeah,
and then,
like I said, it gets really busy.
Patong Bay itself comes to life at night, and we were supposed to be back at the last tender at 4:30. And at 6:30, we were still driving into Patong Bay. The ship was still out at sea, waiting for us. And that's the thing. We booked a 2-week excursion.
Top tip.
But this is why you book a cruise ship excursion, because the ship waits for you if you don't get back in time.
If we'd done this on our own steam and that, we would have missed the ship, wouldn't we?
We would have missed the ship and been ringing our insurers. But you know, this is exactly why you pay the little bit extra, and you do a cruise ship excursion. And
the day, it was an amazing day, wasn't it? Absolutely. Everyone on that boat really had a great time, didn't they?
And when we got back to the jetty, the cruise ship crew were waiting for us. You know, we were 2 hours late. All with smiles, welcome back, don't worry, we're waiting for you back aboard. And they, we were treated fantastically when we got back to the...
And apparently the captain had done a shout out on board and was telling everybody, weren't they?
Exactly.
Wasn't he?
But what a day, what a contrast. We had a disappointing excursion to Orangutan Island, and then we had one of the most amazing days on a cruise we've had ever. Yesterday, full of adventure, but beautiful beaches, lovely swimming and snorkeling.
Absolutely lovely.
And what an incredible place. The Phi Phi Islands are highly, highly recommended. So far on this cruise, we've done 2 excursions, and we've been late back to the ship twice. Okay, so
what's going to happen today?
So we're in Langkawi today, and we've got another excursion planned. So hopefully that goes off without incident.
Hopefully we're not late.
Not late today, but it's been a brilliant trip so far. So looking forward to what the rest of the trip holds. All right, well, we'll give you another update tomorrow. Cheers now. Bye.
Bye.
If you like what we do and you want to see some more of our fabulous adventures, please like and subscribe. Cheers!